So I started by coloring the image, which was a stock image, and it was a free image that came with one of our meals from Skip. And I colored it so that I had an idea of what colors I would need, and that kind of thing. Because I was filming this on my phone, so most of my references are on my phone, so I had to color it beforehand. So I'm thinking of making a Trolls duct tape art, and the coloring page I used actually came as my reference. We like to order from Skip a lot. We kind of have a bad habit of, ordering from Skip. But one of the places we order from sometimes gives us random, coloring sheets. So I just saved this one as a reference and everything, so that when I make a duct tape art, because I have two ways of possibly making this duct tape art, that I would have this reference image with the colors and everything, but I still have the original copy that's not colored in. So there's that. That's why I drew this. It's just, I think it's just a stock photo. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this little time lapse of me coloring it in. But next I will be doing putting the duct tape on my canvas, that goes along with these colors. So yeah. I know I didn't color in their faces, but I did that purposely so I had I could envision blocks of the character. So there's that. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Make sure to comment, like, and follow, and I hope you have a great day. Most of my materials come from the dollar store. I got some of the tape from the dollar store, and the canvas came from the dollar store. And as you can see, I'm doing it going one direction, then flipping it and going the opposite direction. That way when you peel it off, you don't peel both layers at the same time. And I think that's the reason why. And you can see me taking little notches out at the corners so that it sits flush on the canvas. And as you could tell, on some of these layers I ran out of the color, so I had to figure out on the spot what I could do to fix that problem. I really had to problem solve here. So with this green one, I started using the orange because I ran out of the green. And I finished it up with the cupcakes because I thought that was fitting for this. So the next step of this piece is I've got to pretty much make an indent on the duct tape piece underneath, and everything. And this is the first time I'd ever done an 8-layer duct tape art. And some of the pieces I used were dollar store vinyl, and they're very delicate and they break easily, so I'm gonna have to be very careful when it comes to those and everything. So basically, I'm referring to these sheets here. I think they're holographic. I don't know. They're very shiny, and they're big. They're just a big sticker kind of thing. And I've never used these for duct tape before, so I'm gonna try that out. But my next order of business is to outline the character so that there's some indent on the duct tape piece itself. But that's the next challenge I have to face with this piece. Okay, just make sure that I've got everything centered properly. Right? Think I do. So I'm going to do a time lapse of me making the imprint on the duct tape piece, which is behind this right now. So hope you enjoy that. As you can tell, I'm starting to outline everything in a black Sharpie marker and everything, and this was before I realized I have 8 layers. It doesn't really transfer very well, so I decided to get my X-Acto knife and cut it out of the piece of paper. That is part of the reason why I made sure I traced it in the first place. So that is why I did that. And as you can see, I went over the lines with a black marker just to make sure, because the lines are faint and you wouldn't be able to see it on camera if I didn't go over it with a black marker after I cut them out. But I cut them out in pieces, then did the black marker over them, because that way I remembered what piece I cut out. And instead of cutting them out all at once, I cut them out in parts and then went over it with a black marker. So when I did it, I realized there wasn't much of an impression on the actual piece. So as you could see, I changed my mode of how I was doing it. So I decided to just take the page and cut it out that way. And that is why I didn't use the original copy and I traced it beforehand, because I knew that there was a possibility that I might need to do that. So that way I was able to, that way I had a second piece that I could technically ruin, and the original still be intact. So like this, the pieces are cut out here, like for the top there, but the rest of the pieces, you know, just came off as it went. So next is to cut out the different pieces with the different colors and everything. So hope you enjoy that part. I will also time-lapse that part. So you can tell I started doing the headband, then realized how hard that was to do, so I decided to go with a bigger piece and try and do the hair. This in total took me probably about an hour, so I decided not to time-lapse the rest of it. But this was really enjoyable. And at points of this, I'm like, they feel like the moment in the movie where you see Poppy has a bunch of different hair colors. So I debated, you know, leaving some of these, but I wanted to see what it looked like in, you know, with the pink and how it was supposed to be. So yeah, I kept it that way, and that's how it got done. I originally wanted to do it the pink color that you're seeing right now, but you'll find out that I did decide to not do that because I ripped a piece off and went to the next layer. So that is why I did it that way. So the rest of this duct tape art that I'm going to do, I'm going to do offline and everything. So because it took me literally over an hour just to get her hair to that point. So it's going to take some time and everything. Now, this is a different color because if you missed the time lapse of me putting on the tape, I ran out of this color, of this pink color here. So I had to figure out something to substitute it with because I did not have another roll of this tape. So red was the closest I got to that. Originally, I wanted to have the hair be this color, but parts of it ripped. So I just decided I'm going to go with this pink color, plus the pink color I originally planned is very similar to the background pink here, and I feel like it would have blended in too much. So I'm going to flip the color for the hair and the skin. So the skin will be this pinky tone here. And the hair and everything else will be this. So for the pinks on that. But I hope you enjoy this. I will take a picture of it and show you what it looks like as a completed image, and you'll see that about in a few seconds. If you're a kid watching this and thinking, hey, I could do that, well, it is much more challenging than it looks, A, and B, you need an X-Acto knife. An X-Acto knife is not a joke. It is a sharp object. So if you do decide you want to do this and you're a young kid, make sure you have adult supervision. Because X-Acto knives are sharp and you could easily cut yourself. So you gotta be careful. So, anyway, if you hope you like this video, make sure to comment, like, and follow, and I hope you have a fantastic day. This is just a few pictures I tried to take of my Trolls painting, duct tape art, but because of the shininess of the tape, it's not the best. But I tried my best, and here is the... So, just as a reminder, this is where the piece started out as. Now I have one more step to do, and that is to etch it. Basically what I mean by that is I need to go over the edges of the canvas with the same color tape. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, you should do this with black tape. But I'm just going to do it with the tape that I used for the background, because I think that would be easier. So that's the next step I gotta do. But this is how it turned out. And I did not mean to make Branch's face look so, like, evil. It's supposed to be an annoyed face, but it ended up being more evil-like. So I'm gonna try this again in the near future. Hopefully, in a different way so that I can fix the face or whatever. But, yeah. That's where it's at right now. Now, the hair has two colors because I ran out of the pink here when I used it, so I had to finish up with the red there. So, this is what it looks like. I made this March 14th, 2023. So, for example, like you see this side, it's got a bunch of different colors, so I'm going to make it so that it only has the pink cupcake color on the side. That's what I'm doing next step. And then I'm done. But I'll do that off camera. I don't think you guys need to see that. So I've wrapped the tape all around the sides. My next order of business is to cut through the corners here. Kind of, I want to say relief cuts, and then I can fold them down, and then I might have to cut a little bit more like here, just to make sure that they sit on the canvas nicely. So that's my next order of business, and I will finish that in a few seconds. Next, now that I've got those pieces done, okay, then you find the corner, cut down, and then you do the same with the others. And I'm going to do that off screen because I need two hands to do the other ones. As you can tell, that now looks a lot better, and you can't see any of the other tape layers underneath it. So that is why you do that. So you can't see any of the other tape layers that are underneath. And that's